There's an old saying that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. These days, in the middle of a global pandemic, the going certainly gets tough. Businesses collapsing, millions out of work, people getting sick on an unprecedented scale, folks unable to provide for their families. So now, the tough ones, those who run to help, those who hustle to volunteer, the ones who give to the less fortunate, the organizers, the planners, the thinkers, the doers, they're the ones who get going. In Vancouver, Washington, the Clark County Food Bank serves 43 partners at 130 distribution sites, serving over 8 million pounds of food to needy residents every year. The coronavirus pandemic created a short-lived, unnecessary, but very real rush on food at the grocery stores. For seniors, low-income families, the suddenly unemployed, or those just afraid to venture out, the Clark County Food Bank became a perfect solution, providing food to anyone who needed it. But once the rush on the grocery stores subsided, the food bank found itself with more perishable foods than they could get to their partners before they spoiled. So, with social distancing and zero-contact delivery in mind, the food bank started their first pop-up drive-through food distribution event in their parking lot. That event became so popular, the food bank expanded their pop-up events to other communities, bringing food to the neighborhoods of needy families instead of them coming to the food bank. Alan Hamilton is the president of the Clark County Food Bank.
The need is a lot more acute now than it was before the coronavirus. That said, accessing food for people can be very difficult. Transportation is challenging. People are afraid to go out of their homes, elderly people in particular. There's sort of a mystified sense of where do I go and what do I do and how does it happen? And so for us, this drive-by strategy has been helpful to kind of demystify some of that. And so many of the people who are coming to get food have never been to a food bank before. Some of them have had a need for a long time, but certainly the need has been much higher over the last several months.
The underserved community of Fruit Valley in Vancouver, Washington, has no grocery stores. But it does have Fruit Valley Village, with one of the Clark County Food Bank's distribution sites, the Community Kitchen, along with the Minute Mart and other tenants designed to help low-income residents. Preparation for the event starts hours before cars start lining up. The Minute Mart is prepping 250 sack lunches, which they'll donate to every person in every car that arrives. A hearty sandwich, fruit, beverage, and a cookie for everyone. Like all the other pop-up events, they line up way back over the tracks. And so they come. Little cars, big trucks, minivans. And with the speed and precision of a NASCAR pit crew, countless vehicles are loaded up with staples for baking, plus meat, cheese, dairy products, and non-perishables as well. Vehicles move forward to get their sack lunches from the Minute Mart and are sent on their way. Hundreds of families won't have to worry about food this week. This is a new world for many residents, a world of uncertainty and apprehension. But even when the world seems like it's spinning off its axis, food for hungry families in our neighborhoods is one vital necessity that will always be available. Alan Hamilton.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed by a few things. One is how many people came, especially for not really having great publicity channels. It just shows me the need's high, and also how much people have need in this neighborhood. And then the other big highlight for me was working with Lighthouse Community Credit Union, Save First, the Lighthouse Resource Center, and of course with Minute Mart. Appreciate the work that Don is doing to open his
space up for the good of this community and the lunches he made and just letting us kind of take over for a couple hours. So very pleased with the results and the partnerships that took place.
Thanks to the Clark County Food Bank, its tireless volunteers, its generous suppliers, its unselfish donors, and people like you who care enough to feed your friends, your neighbors, and people you don't even know. To you, the tough ones, thank you.